Hello everybody, Major Colton here, and today I'm going to be showing you a fast, lightweight bipedal. And before I start, I'm going to just say right now that this build type takes a lot of skill to use, and that most of you, if you try using it, will probably not have good results, and you'll probably crash and burn very badly. And I'm just going to give you the heads up right now. And basically, the only way to use this build, in my opinion, is to basically go so fast and get in the blind spot, that little awkward zone, like in the person's field of view, and just basically kind of stay there and just ping away with the weapons you got. Or if they're weak to TE, maybe you can pull out the TE shield and the pulse gun and just kind of joust at them a little bit, or kind of do the first way, except doing that you'll use up your energy and you won't be able to do that. But let's get to it. So for your shoulder unit, I'm just going to say right now you're going to want to use a C-Wiz, simply because you have so little armor and so little health that you don't want any missiles hitting you, so cancel out your enemy's missiles with the C-Wiz. Take your pick at your preference. Personally, I like this one because it has a fairly nice intercept range, and I don't like them getting close to me. But some people might also like the intercept rate. This is the other one I would say to use, because certain missiles they fire out. If someone's using dual shoulder unit of 6 missiles and they fire fairly fast, you'll want to use the one with the higher rate, because they might not be shooting at a farther distance, but this will help you mow them down if there's a larger number of the missiles. As for the parts, the legs, you'll want to use the L2LA-142 Theodora legs. The arms, you'll want to use the AC129 Vlad 3 retrofit. And the core CA215 Ryujin, and the head HDU C23. And the reasoning behind that exact says that the only way you're going to get any armor and anything is use a lot of KE parts, but KE, as you see, half of them aren't KE, but my KE is at 1751, so most of the rifles which have the higher muzzle velocity and more likely to actually hit you will be buffed out. CE, you're not going to buff out any battle rifles, so I have the parts set up so it will focus on CE machine guns, which will shred a lightweight. So the CE armor is at 1139, so that you'll buff out CE machine guns and they'll only do ping damage, so that takes a load off of you. But your TE is 421, and that can't be helped. But that's why you have this shield right here on your back left, so that for laser rifles, PMGs, pulse guns, pulse missiles, anything like that, this will help save your life in any way it can. On your right back unit, you'll want to use this pulse gun right here for max damage. It has a crap ton of TE damage, which will allow you just wreck a quad or anything like that, or other lightweights or midweights. It'll help you do crazy effective damage. As for your frontal weapons, this rifle right here, AM RFA 130, and all 3 on power, because it has a good balance between damage and fire rate. Probably the best in my opinion. Used to, I would say, the Lamportes, but after the last patch they nerfed their accuracy to the point where they just miss so much that it's better to have this and your bullets hit, and you use the Lamportes or something else and only half of them hit. And as for your offhand weapon, you'll use this heat machine gun, the AUV M05, all 3 Spectre rapid fire. And the reason for that is it's really only used for ping damage and breaking KE shields, pretty much. Now, KE shields may say that they buff it out, but it doesn't help. Even if the armor on it, if it's a KE shield and says it'll buff out this much CE, or a CE shield that says it'll buff out enough KE to block out a GAT, it doesn't. I've tried it, brought that one CE shield that's got around I don't know, 1000 KE defense, and made it get shot up by a GAT that had half that much damage. And it literally just got blown to pieces in a matter of seconds, so it's a little misleading there. And like I said, C-Wiz to block out missiles and whatnot, so that you're not just smacked right out of the sky by AS missiles or short range missiles or TE missiles or even VDF missiles. And All in all, you'll have a good turning performance of 959 for that way of getting behind people. Your high boosting power is 375. Like I said, help you close that gap and get behind them in that awkward zone. Really good energy recovery, but you'll need to be in scan mode when you're making your initial pursuit towards them to get behind them. And then once you're back there, just try your best to stay back there and just keep mowing at them. You see that they've been able to keep on you, and just try and bug out and try it again later. And all in all, it's just a very difficult build to use, but if you can master this playstyle, it can be very helpful. If you get good with this, let's just put it this way: if you get good with this kind of build, you can use it pretty much against any build type, really. Tanks, get behind them real easy. Same thing with quads and heavies. Lightweights and mediums, you'll just outspeed them and damage them with the pulse gun and whatnot. And just you can really just stay in the awkward zone with against any build type, unless it's like in light reverse joint sniper or something like that. And that really is the only time you'll have a problem, is if they're sniping you at a long range. That's really the only time. But then just try your best to do more damage to them and make sure that their AP is lower than yours, and just kind of like, basically all you gotta do is just stay in cover, because whoever has the most AP at the end of the match wins by default. So just do enough damage, make them come to you, and have a pulse gun ready for them when they do it. And that'll be about, with that way in mind, like I said, you can fight any build type with this if you actually are able to get good with it, which is the only problem. It takes a lot of skill to use. Seen a lot of really skilled players use stuff like this and whatnot. But if you like the video, comment, like, subscribe, show it to like a friend that uses these kind of builds but just doesn't have the good build for it.